Hello, 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 you all. So, this is Marika, spiritual coach, interdimensional guide, emotional alchemist, and mental master. Today, we are going to be doing another Earth News Decoding reading. So, in each of these readings, I go through a article from a popular news source and we test the truthfulness of it, what messages you should take from it, and what it means for the higher collective and ascension for Earth. So, let's get into it. First, we have the Eight of Cups, then the Hierophant, then the Eight of Pentacles, and then the Seven of Wands at the top. So this reading is going to go this way. Immediately, I am getting huge amounts of disappointment from the planet, from the consciousness of the planet. This huge, huge disappointment. And the reason why I say that is because the article that I'm doing today is talking about the Chilean rivers and how native spirituality is trying to stop a lot of the capitalist energy, like renewable energy development that they are doing in Chile that is trying to disrupt the natural landscape and disrespect very sacred lands that are in South America. So for you guys that are not familiar, because they don't ever talk about this, of course, but South America is very, very important to the spiritual development of this planet. So Egypt was one of the one places, because in Egypt they have a place which is where the pyramids of Giza are. That is the center of all land mass on the planet. That is why the pyramids of Giza are there. But in addition to that, after Thoth was working with the beings that were in Egypt, he also went down to Peru. And Peru and Chile began to become a spiritual home base after what happened in Egypt happened. The spirituality of South America, of the western coast primarily of South America, is very, very important, because they were one of the most phenomenal indigenous cultures that, even through everything that happened, continued to preserve at least the intent of the work that they did, which is more than we can say for a lot of, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but even some of the indigenous cultures that are still around today, they are not the same as they were a long time ago. And the South American spirituality in those Andes Mountains and those Chilean rivers, they aren't exactly the way it was before, but they are very, very close. Their spirituality is unlike any other spirituality on the planet. Not saying that it's better or anything, but it is distinctly different. So basically, the Hierophant is representing the consciousness of the planet at this point. And the consciousness of the planet and the divine will is that this shit is stopped. But it's not just about the development and the bulldozing of the landscape and ravaging of Earth that's been going on. It's actually about more than that. It's actually about the rejection of, like, symbiosis. So something that has been underlying, now I want to say something here. Capitalism is not a bad thing, but the way it has been handled and the way it has been executed is the bad thing. There is nothing wrong with wanting to grow, but there is something wrong with wanting to destroy other people's things so that you can grow. And that is why Spirit is stepping in here. This Eight of Cups, this is not going to go through, but this is not going to become an isolated incident, you guys. This is just, I would argue, so popular because of where it is. And of course, the article will be linked below. And like the type of spirituality that it is. So it's first because it's renewable energy. Second, because the type of spirituality. That's why it's so popular and why this story is so prevalent. But it is not going to be the only one. This Eight of Pentacles in reverse is this rejection, this pure rejection of the growth that people can have with the natural landscape, with the planet, with the actual way of doing things. But see, these people, they don't want to do that. You see how, like, he's picking fruits? You see how it's upside down and he's picking fruits? That represents people growing with the landscape. People loving with the landscape. It becoming a cohesive, symbiotic, beautiful, flourishing relationship. Just like in the other one, we had the Nine of Cups that was representing the union of people with the planet. This Eight of Pentacles in reverse, these people don't want to do this. So Spirit gonna have to step in, period. If you believe in God, that's fine. God gonna have to step in. That's exactly what this is saying, to get people to walk away from this energy. And then Seven of Wands, they're fighting. They are fighting because they are so... And the problem with capitalism, the way it has been constructed up until this point, is because it is all based on lack. It is not based on, I can have more because I'm worthy. And you can have more also, there's never enough. No. The way capitalism has been executed recently is, I don't have enough, so I'm going to take some of yours. And that is what is being stopped, basically. This is stopped. It's going to be done. Next, we have the Ten of Swords. If you guys are familiar with tarot cards, Ten of Swords is not a card you want to get at all. And they're fighting, but this is what's going to happen to them. Ten of Swords is ultimate defeat, ultimate betrayal, ultimate failure. This is failure. They're fighting to defend this belligerent, bullyish way of living, of expansion, and it will be stopped. This Three of Pentacles, everything is going to be working against them. Three of Pentacles is usually about people working together. Nothing is going to be working. Their stuff and everything will basically be completely dismantled. They will not be able to work together or with anyone else for that matter. It's just a complete downfall of systems. And here we have the Six of Wands. They will not be victorious. Not just in this instance, but in their lockdown of the planet. Because, and I will go through this if you guys would like me to. Actually, we'll probably do a video on it. The ley lines that are on the planet and how certain areas of the planet are very, very important. And if you notice systematically, these nefarious beings and people are always going towards the strongholds. And the reason why they do that is intentionally to try to secure their victory so they have no competition down the line. And this Six of Wands, upright Six of Wands, is victory. It is success. But overturned, it is once again failure. Failure in endeavors. Failure in missions. Which means that their plan ultimately will be foiled. But they're going to fight. They're going to fight. And they are going to... They're going to destroy a lot of things in their process of fighting. But they are also going to destroy themselves in the process of fighting. Because what they're doing right now is they're fighting spirit. Like, they're trying to fight spirit 100%. And that's why it's going to have to come through. You see how the Hierophant is above the Six of Wands in reverse? That means you're already destined to fail. Like, you should just stop. Also, this Ten of Swords, what I'm getting is that, once again, like I did another reading a bit ago that was about, once again, people integrating with nature. And how even at the higher level, they are doing that, but also at the lower level, people still are scared of nature. They don't want to integrate. They don't want to become whole again. They just want to stay in their little compartment box. This artificialized way we have of living is a physical representation of a spiritual thing. And this Ten of Swords, it's going to be hard for people to adjust. Like, it's going to be hard for this system of energy and everything to be dismantled. It's going to take a lot. I'm like, people are going to be up and on. They're going to think it's Armageddon, and it's not. But they're going to think it is. Oh, 100%. But the admirable thing about this, we have the Six of Swords at the end here. Six of Swords is about moving towards calmer waters. It's about going in a direction that is healthy. And you see how the Eight of Cups is above the Six of Swords? That means walking away is the correct decision here. Walking away from this rejection of Mother Earth is the correct decision. Walking away from this quick money is the correct decision. 100%. And it's a shame that it's going to take God and Spirit to put these people into their place, because they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. 7 of Wands, they don't want to listen. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. They want to literally, you see how like he's stomping on the earth. They just want to rape and destroy. And that's all this is. And you see how this destruction is going to lead to their system failure. This gluttony is going to lead to the system failure. Gluttony to system failure. So thank you guys so much for your time. I truly appreciate it. What does this mean for the ascension? Means that we are going to go into hyperspeed, because when this happens, when Spirit has to intervene like this, upheaval is going to be had, but the upheaval will be so our bodies and our spirits can be at peace, because I'm sure you guys are familiar with the fact that a lot of the illnesses nowadays are actually, I would argue, 50 to 60% because people don't spend enough time outside. That's what it is. People are not out in nature enough. They're not grounding enough. They don't have the electrons in their system to balance them out energetically, and they're living on all these artificial surfaces, wearing artificial plastic clothes. Like, it's a whole thing, and it's going to disrupt. It is going to disrupt a lot of the things, but it is the right decision. So for you, I need you to try to ground more as much as possible and to get over your fear of nature. Now, and this is not to be mean. I promise you this is not to be mean. But unfortunately, there are a lot of Black people in America who have a fear of nature. They don't do nature. They're like, I don't do nature. You need to get over that. You need to get over it right now. You need to get over it right now. As in, if you have to get a plant, if you have to go outside and step on the ground, do what you need to do. You need to ground as much power. Also, what I'm also getting is that you need to touch trees at least 1 to 2 times a day. Like, touch a tree just with your hand. I would argue probably your right hand. That's what I'm seeing. Do it with your right hand for about 10 seconds every day. And try to do it with the same tree. The reason for that is because nature is a more cohesive and collective consciousness than, I would argue, anything else on the planet. It's a cohesive, intuitive, collective consciousness. You plugging into something simple as a tree is actually going to help you overcome this fear of nature, this fear of change, and to feel safe, because so many people don't feel safe on this planet. And half of it is because they're not even out on the planet. They're just running around in these like artificial cubicles, running around wondering why they're not feeling safe. And I promise I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not. But I'm just saying. So I adore you all. I adore you all. I love you. Spirit loves you. Mother Mary told me to give you a special I love you. And yeah, just please find a way to integrate in nature through plants, meditating outside, touching trees. Just overcome your fear of nature. And I mean all of its forms. I mean things like getting bit by bugs, which is which is one that I don't hear anyone talk about. If you have a fear of bugs or anything, you need to get over that. And whatever way you need to, I highly, highly suggest it, because this process is going to be a doozy. Spirit is going to have to step in and basically low-key make these motherfuckers bow down. So, I absolutely adore you all. In the extended, we're going to be talking about how their system is going to fall apart. This 3 of Pentacles in reverse and this 10 of Swords And we're going to talk about the Six of Wands in reverse, because I think some mental preparation has to be had on our part for this fight that they're trying to do. But you need to be in the Eight of Cups energy regarding this kind of lack mentality around resources. So yeah, we will go over that in the extended. I absolutely love you all so much. Have a fantastic, tabulous rest of your day. Bye.